Whew. Jesus has done far more than any of us can fathom. I'm just in the middle of my devotion, like my quiet time with the Lord, and I've been reading the Old and the New Testament alongside each other. I started off with the Old Testament, and I'm currently in Numbers. I believe I'm in Numbers chapter 15, and it has been such a journey. And I believe when I started Exodus, if I'm not mistaken, I felt led to read the New Testament alongside the Old Testament. And when I tell you the alignment, it was like whatever I read in the Old Testament, as I was reading the corresponding New Testament, it was as if it was meant to be, like the timing was meant to be. It was as if, I don't know how to fully explain it, but sometimes my mind was ever so blown. I'd read something in the Old Testament and then read the New Testament. It just left me speechless, as I can't even speak, right? Quite literally, because I'm just brought to the fact that thank God for Jesus Christ. Thank God for Jesus Christ. A little bit of a backstory. So the day before yesterday, so today's the 21st of January, and it's nearly midnight, and I'm still doing my devotional, like quiet time. So 2 days ago, I was watching a video by Bold for Christ. I absolutely love her, and so much more that I want to talk about her, but I want to stay on topic. So I watched an older video of hers, or should I say an older video of hers popped up, and she was talking about an olive branch, extending an olive branch, or an olive branch will be extended to you. And she was speaking about, Noah and the ark, the flood, all of that, sending out the dove. And I was like, okay, this sounds like what she was talking about really dawned on me, because the Lord brought a dream that I had previously had, and some of the things she was talking about was really helping me interpret the dream or understand some of the parables that the Lord was sharing with me in the dream. Now, she mentioned the number 811, as in Genesis 8 verse 11, and I said to myself, because I was praying about something else, and I asked the Lord for if it's for me, like if what I'm thinking about this dream interpretation and X, Y, and Z, that I won't go into details right now because I don't want this video to be too long, then I want to obviously see it, the number, but then I don't want to see it on either my phone, as in the time, or the time on my oven. So it has to be randomly somewhere. That's what I said in my mind, and some other things as well that I will not share here because I don't want the enemy to grab it. Can you imagine? I said it lightly in my mind because I just thought, maybe it's a great word, very encouraging, and I loved how she broke down the Genesis Noah story. The next morning, I was getting my son ready for school, literally looked up 8:11, and I kind of like rolled my eyes because I was like, ugh, here the enemy goes again. He doesn't know what I prayed for, but here he is just throwing numbers at me. So I ignored it. And then I was messaging my dad on WhatsApp, and my eye just met his the last time he appeared on WhatsApp was 8:11. And I kind of giggled, as I am right now, and I said, I was like, okay, should I be paying attention? I was like, no. So then I prayed later in the evening. I prayed in my mind and in my heart to the Lord, like, Lord, are you wanting me to pay attention to this story, Genesis 8:11? If you are, then if I see it one more time, I'm gonna really pay attention. I'm not gonna obviously take all because what I originally asked for, there's more to it, but the 811, if I saw it again, I was going to pay attention. Do you know where I saw 811? I saw it in my Bible last night when I was doing my devotion. And it was John. I was reading, so in the New Testament, I'm in John. And I'm going to get to the reason why Jesus is so amazing, the fact that he died for us, and how, like, I've been in tears just before recording this. So I was reading John chapter 7, and I have the Gideon Bible. I believe that's what it's called. Let me see if I can get it properly. I think it's the Gideon Bible. Yeah, Gideon the Bible. And in John chapter 7, I read it yesterday, and it finished at verse 52. But this is the first time I've seen like a line in between two chapters. So I looked in, and there was like a small, I'll see if I can take a picture and put it here. It had this line and then a small print under it before we went to chapter 8. And it said, most early manuscripts omit John chapter 7 verse 53 to 8:11. When I saw this yesterday, my jaw dropped. Okay, and I wrote it in my journal, and I was like, that's crazy. 8:11 again. Lord, speak. I am listening. And I wrote in my journal that tomorrow, when I'm reading obviously chapter 8, I will very much pay attention to the bits that were omitted in original manuscripts. That's what I wrote. So I didn't even bother looking at I didn't bother. I held myself back because I was in excitement yesterday. I wanted to like really take it all in, but I was like, no, I'm going to hold myself back. And 11:34. Lord have mercy. So if you know, 11:34. Literally, I was like, Lord, I'm going to hold myself back because I know you have something for me tomorrow when I read John chapter 8. So I left that. So much more took place. Let me look inside my book because that's not even what I'm talking about. But anyway, so today I read Numbers chapter 15, and from verse 32, the heading is saying, the Sabbath breaker put to death. Now, I'm Seventh-day Adventist, so I worship on the Sabbath, Saturday. So when I read this, that they literally put this man to death, like he was stoned, because he was gathering wood on the Sabbath day. I'm like, huh? Jesu Christu. Like, you have done so much. Like, I don't have the words to express my gratitude. Not that I'm going to take it for granted, his grace or his death for granted, his sacrifice, but it's like I'm coming in full humility because of all the things I've done to break the Sabbath, and here I am still here, haven't been stoned. And it's all because of the price Jesus Christ paid. And it's not even as if when I come to God, I come to Jesus, I come into his presence, he doesn't push me aside, he doesn't remind me of my sins. It's like he has his arms always open, ready to receive me. And that is what was making me cry today, because I was like, yo. So just as I was thanking him, again, I read the New Testament right after the Old Testament. I'm excited for chapter 8. And when I read it, it's the story about the woman caught in adultery. And if you haven't seen my video, is also, I'm gonna link it down below because it's so powerful, and I attached a dream that God gave me, because as I started this ministry, I was having attacks like on my voice, physically and spiritually, because people just want to bring the past, people want to accuse you of X, Y, and Z just to shut you up. That's what I saw the enemy trying to do. If you watch that video, it'll make a lot more sense. And the story I picked up was this story, the woman caught in adultery. I don't know if I picked John 8 at that time, but it's news to me that today I was led to John 8, 1 to 11 was this story. And I just broke down in tears, because Jesus is just reminding me again, Jemima, where are your accusers? And that is why I'm saying, like, when you spend time with the Lord will open your eyes to what he wants to show you. He will reveal himself to you. He will reveal yourself to yourself, He will open your eyes. And I'm in awe of his goodness, because in John chapter 8 verse 5, it says, in the law Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say? They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. Imagine if they were really able to corner him. They would corner Jesus and stone the woman. That's what they wanted to do. Win-win situation. And Jesus was like, yo, let me just bend down real quick. Okay? Let me just bend down real quick. And he did. And when he got up, nobody was there. So what I'm saying to you, dear woman, dear women, my dear sisters, I'm leaving you with this. Chapter 8, John chapter 8. I should probably just read it out to you in case you can't read it by yourself. You can read it in your own time, but let me just add it. So John chapter 8 verse 1 to... Is it verse 1? No. Okay. Yeah, let me just do it from 1. So let's read from John chapter 8 verse 1 to 11. So it starts with 7 sorry, John chapter 7 verse 53, because it missed that bit out. It says, then each went to his own home, but Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Olives, extended an olive branch. Lord, I just saw it now. So funny. Okay, let's keep going. At dawn he appeared again in the temple courts, where all the people gathered round him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. Was she by herself though? That's what I'm saying. Watch that video, the video that I made. Because if she was caught in the act of adultery, was she with herself? Where the man at? Or whoever she was with. Okay. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Such women. Can you imagine? Now, what do you say? They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. Not even her. Him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. Yo, you don't always have to address these people coming at you. Okay? You don't always have to address them. All you need to do is bend down and keep it moving. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, see, it says when they kept on questioning him. So as he's down there writing, these people are still blabbing and chatting. So, these people are still talking. And it's not even just talking, they're probably shouting at him these questions. So you too, as you ignore people, do not be surprised that they still want to point fingers at you. Ignore them. Keep your eyes focused on God, on Jesus. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "If any one of you is without sin, let him be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to go away, one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left, with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. He declared this. He didn't just say it. He declared it. "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." That's all I'm leaving with you too, my dear sister. Whatever sin you find yourself in, whatever your past mistakes were, your current mistakes are, go to Jesus. Jesus is inviting you in today. He's knocking on your heart, the door of your heart today. He wants you to invite you. He wants you to invite him into your wounds, okay? So he can clean you up good. But pay no mind to your accusers, all right? Most of the time, these accusers are the same people who may have even contributed to your demise. Ignore them. The enemy wants to win them all. You, the victim, and the perpetrator. But we can't allow that. That will be a waste of the blood of Jesus and what it did for us on the cross and what it does for us today. As I read this, and I thought they were ready to stone this woman, because in Numbers they just stoned someone for gathering wood on the Sabbath day. And there's so much more I've read in John about the Sabbath, and I will talk about that at another time. But I had so many goosebumps as I read this, because I was like, that's why you were talking about 8:11. Thank you so much, dear Lord. Thank you so much. I love you so much, and I'm so happy that you're so mindful of us. Yeah, who is man that you're so mindful of, So I hope that this was encouraging for you, as it was me. I hope to be able to share a lot more as and when the Lord directs me. This was very impromptu. He was like, "Girl, this is why I was trying to tell you to obey, because I'm about to unveil." Okay, today I saw 601, and I tend to see 343, which he tends to show me that, like, God shows me that number when he's about to reveal something. But 601 followed me the whole day today, and I was like, what's that? So I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay, what is it you're trying to reveal? This this, girl, keep in your word. So that's my other encouragement to you, whoever is listening thus far. Get in your word. Get in the word, and get you a notebook and pen as well, and tally it up. So many things will start making sense, like like the Holy Spirit will allow you to connect the dots, so to speak. But yeah, until next time, take care and God bless. Bye bye.